Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and welcome to another episode of the EPL Index Transfer Daily. It's Tuesday, the 23rd of July, ladies and gentlemen, and Manchester City, funnily enough, feature heavily in a lot of what we're covering today. So the top headline, which many have quoted, but the Mirror probably lead on this one. Yeah, City are considering a move for Eze, the 26-year-old England international at Crystal Palace. That release clause of 60 million suggested there's add-ons in there potentially. But yeah, City apparently interested. Liverpool and Arsenal and Spurs have been linked with the Palace player recently. Now, a lot thought that might be something in relation to the departure for Kevin De Bruyne. And funnily enough, The Guardian have said that Al Ittihad do want the player, hence why they're weighing up the deal for Eze. So almost Eze in, De Bruyne out. However, it's important to note that Pep Guardiola did say very late yesterday that Kevin is not going anywhere. So whether he sticks true to his word, we'll have to see. We know De Bruyne has spoken about the Saudi wages and offer to him and, generational wealth and things like that. So we'll have to see what develops there. Ederson, ESPN, saying that Al Ittihad is still interested, but they will have to pay 40 million. That's what City are after. I mean, the move to Al Nassr collapsed, didn't it? Over agreeing the fee, wages were agreed. So we'll have to see if that gets resurrected. And Sky Sports Italy saying that City are interested in Donnarumma, the PSG and Italy international, as the replacement if he does move there. So we'll have to see. PSG, like a few United players, by the way. We mentioned Jadon Sancho yesterday, didn't we? And Foot Mercato, they mentioned today again. Jadon Sancho is wanted. I mean, he's very open to the idea of joining the French champions. And L'Equipe mentions that in terms of midfielders, Bruno Fernandes. Forget Bruno's 29 now, don't you? But that they are interested in Bruno. Hard to see that, but you never know. United seem to be fully reshaping their midfield. There's talks to Ugarte, Rabiot as well, so who knows? Fabrizio Romano says that Everton are preparing to offer Jared Brandthwaite an improved deal after what happened with United and that move not going through. Then we mentioned that yesterday as well. It's just, I'm not saying it's impossible, it's just a little hard to see at the moment, Everton wanting to increase wages, especially with what's going on at the club. Remember, we had a look again. There's no update after Freaking Group pulled out. There is no new owner on the horizon just at the moment. Who knows? You hope that changes quickly for Everton fans. We mentioned about Moussa Diaby and him set to go to Saudi Arabia. Well, the Guardians say that Villa are looking at João Felix. Yeah. The former Chelsea on loan, wasn't he? Former Barca on loan, Atletico Madrid player. Who knows what will happen? And sticking with the Saudi theme, very much the Times said that Tottenham's Richarlison is wanted by Al Ahly, but the interesting bit is, will they pay the 60 million valuation that Spurs have placed on him? And two players that Spurs definitely don't want, according to the Standard, is Bryan Hill and Sergio Reguilon. Both of those are not travelling on their pre-season tour of Japan and South Korea and staying home, essentially, to find new clubs because Ange does not want them. Funnily enough, we talked about an Eddie Howe power play, and the Telegraph says that Newcastle have held talks with him about reassuring him around the scope of his role and his role, his actual position at the club, funnily enough, after the England rumours came up. And as we said the other day, that interview felt a bit orchestrated, didn't it, in that regard that he did with Sky Sports. Marseille are busy. We know they've got Mason Greenwood. We know they are looking at players in the English Premier League, especially with Roberto De Zerbi in charge there. And quite a few, like Metro, a various few have said they're close to a move for Eddie Nketiah. The only one to point out is the Metro does have that Arsenal are looking at using him in a swap deal for Mark Guéhi. That'll be interesting to see, but quite a lot of L'Equipe especially are saying that Marseille are close to a move for Eddie Nketiah, so could he be going there? Sky Sports Germany and Florian Plettenberg had one yesterday. United and West Ham are both in for a Bayern Munich right back in the form of Nazir Mazuri. 19 million the talk is, 1.9 for the 26-year-old. He's well out of favour. I mean, they bought Sasha Boyer. They've looked at a few options, haven't they? With Trippier, etc. in the past. So we'll have to see. And a couple of finish on. We mentioned yesterday about Aaron Wan-Bissaka. West Ham, according to Sky Sports, are very much in there as well. PSG and Napoli seem to have stalled a little bit on their agreement, or trying to get that agreement for Victor Osimhen. That's the big predicted one over the summer, but we'll have to see what happens there. Apparently PSG have set a limit on what they will pay. And an old Premier League star, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, 30 years old, at Besiktas, and they've told him that he is not wanted anymore, according to the Mirror, and Southampton and a few outlets have been linked with a move for him there. I mean, they bought back the Lada. Could they now bring back Oxlade-Chamberlain at the same time? That would be some turn of events, wouldn't it, ladies and gents? And there we are. On Tuesday, the 23rd of July, a lot of teams starting to fly out for their pre-season tour. So a lot of players getting left behind, a lot of business starting to move a little bit. That is your EPL Index Transfer Daily.